Well, I'd like to frame that one. I really would. I don't know that we can play any better. Played awfully well at both ends of the floor, especially defensively. I know Creighton didn't play all that well, but we had a lot to do with it. They're an outstanding team. They're very well coached. They're as good as any team I've ever seen in the Valley. We have tremendous respect for them, and we know, how talented they are. And our guys, I got to give Dave Ragland, who had the scout, a lot of credit. He had them very prepared for everything they did. Guys really followed the game plan defensively and offensively. And I just really, our mistakes were minimum. We never really gave them a run. And I think we beat one of the top teams in the country.
Greg, you pride yourself on having defensive teams. Is this the most proud you've been walking off the floor with the defensive effort yourself tonight?
It's pretty good. It's pretty. I don't know if it's the best ever, but that is that's the leading offensive team in the country, and we really played well against them. I don't think we gave them any really easy looks, anything open, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to make it awfully difficult for them to get an easy look, take a contested shot, and only give them one. They only had 6 offensive rebounds. It just again, I know they didn't play their best, but our defense was awfully locked in tonight, and that was by every guy that played.
You talked about getting a good start. Defensively, certainly a very good start, forcing so many turnovers, getting those points, but offensively as well, really setting the pace. Happy with that.
Yeah, we got 8 turnovers I think at half, and they're one of the top assisted turnover teams in the country, and we didn't have any. We wanted to be really efficient on offense, so we didn't give them anything in transition, and not turning it over really helps a lot on that. But we wanted to push it on misses. We wanted to. They're not as deep as we are at play 7. Guys the majority of the minutes, and we really got out and got us some easy ones in transition, loosened up a little bit, and we didn't give those to them.
You talk about Justin Camp. He had the assignment on McDermott up in Omaha. He had it again tonight. It kind of starts with him first. I know it's a lot of help defense too, but can you talk about what trouble he gave?
We have an award we give. We'll just call it an award we give the defensive player of the game, and Coach Ragland gave it to him tonight. And Justin got frustrated, missed a tip dunk, missed a couple easy ones in there, but I told him I didn't care if he scored at all, just don't let Doug get going. And he got help, there's no question, but Justin did a terrific job, and I don't think Doug got it. He didn't get an offensive rebound, so that's really working. Got to guard him with a guy and a half, 2 guys, but there's so many good three-point shooters on there, you just can't do it. So Justin was outstanding on the defensive end.
The difference between this game and the last game is he also did a good job on Eshenique in the paint. And again, it was a lot of help. I know there was a stretch there where Jake Kitchell in particular had a good stretch of defense against him. Talk about limiting both their big guys this time as opposed to.
They killed us there. I mean, they absolutely killed us, and we wanted to protect the paint first, start your defense inside out. Kitch did a tremendous job, and that was something I noticed. Coach Ragland and I noticed at Creighton, he did the best job against Echenike, just kind of walling him up and making him have to shoot over him. Again, you get a little help there from the guards coming down on him, but you can't do it too much with the outstanding shooters. So our defense, you build it from the inside out, and those guys inside, including RJ. RJ did a great job, and Manny and Christian both had to guard McDermott in there some too, and they really helped us as well.
Right. When you look at the second half stats, and you see that Doug had 1 shot in the second half. What did you guys do to try and limit his shots in the second half?
Try to really make it tough for him to get an easy catch. He is so good with their transition. He'll sprint, and he'll get early post up, or they'll pitch it back to him for a 3. We just wanted to stay attached to him. I mean, he's a first-team All-American. I hope he gets Player of the Year in the country, and he's relentless. But we just helped and kept fresh bodies on him and switched up on him and did different things. But he got 10 shots, and that's not, he usually gets more than that, and he only made 3 of them. So the guys that were on him did an outstanding job, and our help guys were always alert and always in tune to be there on the catch.
Greg, that was one of the most, as far as Jake Odom is concerned, he was aggressive right off the tip going to the basket. Maybe the most aggressive I've seen him from the beginning of the game. He's had stretches in other games like that, but you talk about how important that was, in particular against Creighton being so foul.
I was on him in a couple timeouts to pass the ball, and then we get in here at halftime. We have 0 turnovers, so I said I'll go ahead and let you dribble as much as you want. But he's such a competitive guy, and he knows how good those guys are. He didn't think he played particularly well over there last time, so he wanted to lead his team, and he got us out with a great pace to start. I just going into it with our plan a little bit. Offensively, I just wanted to let him play a little more tonight instead of calling sets and doing different things, and our flow was really good from the start.
Talk about the pick and pop offense. It seemed every time you guys set a high post screen, there was a guard leaking out and had a wide open three.
Yeah, we're pretty good at that. Obviously, when you get the ball in Jake Odom's hands and Dewan and Devontae, they do a really good job. And RJ and Kitch and Justin can all stretch the floor. We like to do that, and especially with a guy like Ichinike in there and Artino, you have to force their hand a little bit of how they're going to guard it. Now, Ichinike is good enough to switch and keep the guard in front of them, and they put their guard on a big. But we got a few open ones on that tonight.
Since Saturday, you've said that this might be one of the best teams that's ever come into Holman Center. With the way you guys play tonight, in the games you've seen here, is this maybe one of the best performances you've seen by
It
ISU?
really is. I can't remember. My memory's pretty bad anyway. I can't remember what we did in the first half, but that's as good as we've played. There's no question. The guys were terrific at both ends of the floor, and again, Creighton didn't play their best, and I'd like to think we had a little something to do with it. They're going to be just fine. They're still one of the best teams in the country, and they'll learn from this and move on. And it was as good as win as we've had, no question.
Anything else?